the polls in February. This is time for you to make that move and do what's needed of you to make that change in this country. I'm joined in this morning by Ibrahim Farouk. He is a program manager, governance and development, Yaga Africa. He's joining us as we discuss, the INEC voter register, as well as, voter participation in the process. We want you to participate in the process to us choosing the right leaders for Nigeria. If you don't do it, no one is going to do it for you. It's your responsibility as a Nigerian. Farouk, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us, Ibrahim.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. It's my first time at
Yes,
EaglesFM, and it's such a beautiful place.
Thank you so much for coming in. How's the new year treating you?
Well, so far so good. Like you said in the introduction, we kept on talking about 2023, like it was so far away.
Yeah.
But now we're in 2023 already, and it seems like it's going to be a really quick January.
Yes,
we're already 12 days in. You know,
I was saying this yesterday. Some people said January is 72 days and 67 days, but I mean, it feels like this one is just going to be the way we want it to be.
Yep.
Get into February, and before you know it, it's election day.
Before you know it's election day, we just have about 40-something days to the election.
Yes, about 43 days to the election. And one thing caught my interest. I'm looking at the voter register released by INEC yesterday. 37,060,399 are people between the ages of 18 and 34. They make up the largest number of the voting population in 2023. What does that say to you and the level of preparedness of Nigerians to go out and vote?
Well, so when I saw the figures that were released yesterday, I was actually a bit sad, and let me explain. Let me explain why. In 2019, when the register was released, it had about 84 million registered voters, meaning. And it showed that the youth population, even though at that time INEC used 18 to 35, the youth population was 51.1%, meaning there are so many younger people on the register. Now young people make up just 39% of the register using the INEC category, even though it's 18 to 34. This time around, it seems like we have fewer young people who want to vote, and I know for a fact that there are so many young people who did not take advantage of the continuous voter registration process when it was going on to either register or transfer if they needed to. So that's my worry. One, that it seems like the percentage of young people on the register has dropped. As Nigerian youth, we are quick to say we make up 60% of the entire population, but we only make up 39%, almost 40% of the voters register.
There's also something very sensitive about that. It's the fact that Nigeria, we classify certain people even at 45 as youth.
So you understand it. So, but I'm just using INEC's age classification here, and maybe we need to ask them why they use these specific age classifications, because close to that is middle age between 35 and 49, and there's about 33 million, and the young people are 37 million. So it's close, but I'm sure that we hope to see like massive turnout of people actually coming out to vote in the election.
Now, speaking of the turnout, that's the most important part, because it's not enough. During the last election, the 2019 election, the register had 84 million people. Less than 30% of that number came out to vote on election day. So the fact that we have this number of new registered voters, over 9 million of them, does not guarantee that these people would come out on election day. Some people want to get the card, for other purposes, as a means of identification or something, and that's not the purpose for which these cards were made.
Sure. I think it's sad that we do not see elections as a bigger picture. So voter registration went on, and like you said, for some people it's just an opportunity to get a means of identification that you can use at the bank, or any time an official means of identification is required of you. So if, for instance, you do not have a driver's license or an international passport or your national identity card, it seems like your voter's card is the quickest way to go. But for me, your voter's card is actually the most important card that you need, because it helps to determine who is in elective office, who has a say over the things that affect you over a 4-year period. So I think more than any other form of identification, first we need to collect, we need to register, we need to collect the voters' cards, and then come out and vote on election day. I know right now INEC is going through the process of ensuring that cards are available at the ward level, and we can see citizens going out to collect their various cards at the various centers.
Now let's talk about that. The turnout of people, Nigerians who want to get their cards. We're looking at the 22nd of January as deadline for the closure.
10 days away.
10 days away. I mean, do you think that Nigerians will be able to get their cards? Looking at the number of people who are coming out to get their cards, and sometimes they stay there the whole day. I hear people saying they're taking mats there to sleep over so that they can get their cards in the morning. I love the resilience. I love the passion with which Nigerians want to get their cards. But then, looking at the time frame, would it be enough for Nigerians to get their cards, in large numbers, to come out on election day and vote?
The time frame is definitely very worrying, especially for me. If you remember, the distribution or PVC collection started at the 12th of January. Today is the 12th of December, in 2022. Today is the 12th of January. That means PVC collection has only been going on for about 1 month. And you know that during that period, a lot of people traveled for the Christmas and the New Year holidays. And so the opportunities to ensure that cards were collected were not there. However, on the 6th of January this year, INEC decided to devolve, bring it down to the ward level. So from the 6th of January to the 15th of January, there are ward collection centers. For me, one of the biggest challenges was many citizens don't even know where their ward is. It's easier for politicians to say, oh, I have 10 wards in my local government or 30 wards across my constituency. But many citizens who are just listening to the radio do not know where exactly the ward collection centers are. And I think it was 2 days after that INEC released a document via social media platforms saying these are the various wards. But one of the great things that we saw were organizations like Yaga putting out an SMS ward locator service where you just send, if you know the name of your ward, you just send the name of your ward to a certain phone number and you get a reply saying this is the location of your ward office. I think that
we should do that now for those who are listening who want to take advantage of this. If you don't know where your ward is, just listen up. Would be the INEC, the Yaga location, what do you call it now? The word locator,
SMS word locator service.
Word locator service. Let's put it out so that people can at least use that service to get their polling units or their wards.
Okay. So you'd send the name of your state, the name of your local government area or area council if you're in the FCT, and the ward to the following numbers: 0906 28 30 860. Let me take that again. So you text the name of your state, leave a space, local government area, leave a space, and then the ward to 0906 28 30 860. So for example, if you're in the FCT, you just type FCT. The name of the LGA or the area council is AMAC, which is the Abuja Municipal Area Council. Leave a space, and then if you're in Kabusa ward, for instance, so it would be FCT space AMAC space Kabusa. You'd send that via text to the number that I called out, and you would receive a response with the name of the ward collection center